Salutations, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Lord Otter, and I am joined here tonight for a special Create-athon stream with Wrangler.
A whole lot of hola.
As well, we have James in the bottom left
Hello.
corner. How's it
Hello.
going?
Doing well, enjoying life.
Oh, lovely. Very lovely. Excuse me a moment while I put on some moody music. Let's try some Full Metal Alchemist tonight, because why not? All right. Yeah, it's been quite a
Is it
week.
the Brotherhood one?
Yeah, this is the Brotherhood one.
That's the one I hadn't seen.
Oh, you haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
No, I started watching Full Metal Alchemist on Netflix. I got halfway through the series, and then life started happening. And then I noticed there was another one called Brotherhood, and I saw an episode or two, and I thought, "Oh, this must all happen after the one I'm watching now."
Oh no, it's so much more complicated.
Yeah.
The original deviates from the manga after a certain point, as it was still being written at the time.
Yeah.
So Brotherhood is like the much more faithful adaptation.
Yeah, and I didn't finish the first one either, but I mean, like I said, life was happening at the time, and then I don't watch TV anymore. I don't sit and watch a series. I haven't in a long time.
I do occasionally, but it's rare. I'm not really much of a TV guy, honestly. I'm much more into books or video games or something like that.
And YouTube kind of ruined network TV for me.
Yeah, it did.
YouTube kind of ruined me, but
like people may kind of like laugh at me, but I'm very much like the video essay guy for whatever reason. Video essays, like,
I love those.
Kind of my jam. Even the pretentious ones, I'll still listen to them, even if I'm like, yeah, this is full of shit.
Yeah, I figure, they took the time to make the video. If I have any interest in the subject matter at all, the least I could do is hear them out.
It's like listening to a TED Talk. Even if it's a garbage TED Talk, you're usually somewhat entertained.
Yeah, and since I drive for a living, it's like perfect. I put it on and listen while I drive.
I'm halfway tempted to just make a video called I Hate Video Essays, a video essay.
Funny.
Oh, but you know what I listened to over the last couple of days?
What's that?
An audio book called The Last Monument, and it was actually a lot of it started off slow, but it got more interesting as it went on, and it kept picking up, and like it got really good. So
sounds fun.
It started off somebody who investigates plane crashes. He followed clues, things didn't make sense, and ended up on an almost Indiana Jones / National Treasure style hunt, where he was hunting for this all these answers while they were being hunted by people who had more information but still incomplete information. So in the end, they're all kind of looking for the same thing.
Well, I know one thing I've been working on today. I'll go ahead and show it on the big, large screen here. I've actually got the updated map for Talem in our campaign. From afar, this is going to look like garbage, but for everyone out there who is not aware of the campaign we've been having, this started out with like 5 buildings, this town, and the last time we had this map, it was almost taking the entire screen. It was about like this. So I was
zoom and enhance.
What was that?
Zoom and enhance.
Yeah, zoom and enhance. That was a big thing with this. I also got rid of some of the superfluous bits of text where it's like, oh yeah, this is a farmer, this is a herdsman, this is like a fisherman. It's like most of the buildings kind of give that away by default. But yeah, so
now they have actual names to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I still have all of these. That's just Quentin's farm. We have the Gladiator Arena, which is still under construction. But yeah, so this went from a thorp or a hamlet, and it's almost on its way to becoming a small city. So it's not going to be much longer, and this will be a proper city.
And go figure.
You are roboting. What was that again? If you were talking, Wrangler, you were on mute. And I think his network connection might have just died. James, how has your week been?
This week has been an interesting one. Got roped into a radio play of my own creation.
Oh, fun.
Interesting. Instantly got like 60 people hyped. So I'll probably be working on that tonight. I already got it all mostly plot out. I sent the plot to here's a quick story. Went into a niche video game with a cult following of several hundred people. Through a subreddit, threw up the, hey, would you guys like a radio play? Obviously, it's a cult niche following, so they said yes. So I got a bit cult niche following resources to help me out along the way. So I'm no longer alone on this journey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got somebody to help flesh out the plot a little, and they'll be helping me out with the screenplay as well. But I want to keep it short. There's only going to be like 8 characters tops. Some of them are going to have extremely minimal dialogue, and it's going to be maybe a 15 minutes to 30-minute audio play. So it's going to be fun.
Nice, very
cool.
nice.
And I figured out what I was doing wrong with my microphone.
Oh no!
I had it muted at the microphone. I didn't realize it was muted on the StreamYard screen as well.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yep, that'll do it. I know over this last week, it's been a busy last week for me. I now have all of the different versions of the Shadow of Twin Moons up on Ingram Spark. It's going to take about a week or two for them to show up on Amazon and the retailers. But from what I saw, the Kindle pre-order page for it is already up.
Nice.
So,
here's a question for you. Like, when they go to retail, do they go to all the retailers of particular stores, like big bookstores, or?
Yeah, it's not just Amazon. This is the real nice thing about Ingram Spark and why I use it. It's not just through Amazon, even though Amazon might have better visibility. But you can also get your book bought through like Walmart, Barnes and Noble, like all.
So
of
if I walk into my Barnes and Noble, will I find it on the shelf?
If somebody actually ordered some copies and put it on the shelves, yeah, theoretically that can happen.
We'll test it out. Who knows?
Yeah,
when it's released, I'll head down there, and if they don't, I'll go. You can order at the front desk there. So like, hey, order wench. I have books.
I want this specific book, okay? Like, please. I'll do anything to get it.
Need 39 copies of these. I'll buy 2 of them.
That's right. But yeah, it's been fun. So that's been happening. My audiobook is going through final review for The Curse of the Star Raids. That is Sonnet, who is voicing a lot of that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And he did a really stellar job too.
Excellent. Yeah, audio is the way to go. Like, honestly, it kind of having just a large prong approach to trying to hit as many mediums as possible with literature really is the way to go, because audio has brought literature back from not a grave, but an unpopular place. And now it really is just like a current practice for many people to just consume audiobooks like crazy.
Also, hi, Sci-Fanks. Welcome to the stream.
Hello, weird cat.
I'm an otter. So you are at home here as we are about to create here in just a few minutes. That's been happening. I'm actually going through, people will also probably make fun of me for this, but I'm going through ACX for this. Probably going to keep it exclusive to Amazon for the first couple months, then go non-exclusive. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's probably best for marketing.
I hear you.
So how many different versions, like how many different ISBNs did you need to do all the different versions of the book?
Including audiobook or not including?
Including audiobook.
About 7 or 8 in total.
8? That's like 16 moons altogether.
Oh, for the Shadow of Twin Moons?
Yeah.
Probably closer to 3. I don't have an audiobook yet. Not yet.
So your moons are now 6-pack.
Yes, it's a 6-pack of moons. Which I wasn't expecting to say tonight, but I mean, you know, it's a thing, you know.
I really do love the cover you got for this one, though. That is so cool looking.
I know I showed it to a few friends over the last few days, and one friend just pulls up the page for Curse of the Star Raids, and she tells me that she literally gasped and went, "It's so pretty." I'm like, okay, I know I've got a good cover whenever somebody who knows nothing about it says that.
That'll sell a couple copies.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, covers sell copies. Though remember, dear listeners, that it's literature that brings readers back.
Now I had an odd comment on the cover for mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so someone suggested that they weren't saying, "Oh, you have bad covers" or anything. They were just suggesting perhaps you should try different covers and you would get more attention. But I don't know. I'm really happy with those covers.
I don't know. I like your covers. I always did. I always thought they were really.
I was
quality.
surprised. I was surprised to hear that. I thought my covers kick ass. You know.
What you need to do is order like 24 posters of your cover, and get your hands on like 24 copies of the book. And you got to do what Herman's doing and just start hitting up the cons, bro.
Yeah, the cons will be a big deal. I'm actually going to start doing that soon.
People go to cons expecting to buy shit like this, bro.
Yeah. I'm honestly going to be starting to go to cons after the release of this second book. With one book, I was a little doubtful about it. Yeah. 2 books in, I'm like, okay, it's about time I started showing up to a few of these.
There you go.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's a big deal. Also, I'm going to be unofficially doing NaNoWriMo because not through the site. Fuck the site. But
the site's not even alive. Last time I checked.
Well, good, because I wasn't going to use it anyway.
Yeah, they have perv issues.
I am doing the goal of writing 50,000 words next month. And
woo!
Yeah, I'm prepping this month. Actually thinking about doing a weird Western. I just bought a whole bunch of Western literature, both nonfiction and fiction. Yeah. Got me Riders of the Purple Sage here, True Grit. Got some Robert E. Howard weird Western stories coming in the mail. It's going to be fun.
Nice. Oh, you should check out some of Snow's stuff. That's all Western.
Oh, yeah. I've read her first book. That first book was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a really fun romance story.
She's working on her 9th one now, I believe. She's really been at it.
Wow, she's a powerhouse at writing.
She and Black Knight.
Yes.
The two of them.
Black Knight does like so much releases, it's crazy.
They could fill a library with their work.
He's moved to Substack recently, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's been at Substack for quite a while.
Yeah, he's surpassed me by leaps and bounds when it comes to Substack. I actually need to get back into Substack.
He embraced this very interesting methodology of writing. I should say, I'm not sure if it's method, a type of writing, genre, if you will. I haven't heard of it. And it's a, instead of choose your own story, you vote your own story. Yeah. So that one was actually really successful for me.
Province of Terrence.
Oh, yeah. I really do like the idea of vote for your next chapter. That's basically what it is. What do you want to happen next? And then you give 3 options.
He gives like 3 options usually of what the main character could do next, and whatever wins the vote, he writes the next chapter based on that.
Yeah, that's super cool. I really like that. I've never really seen that before. I mean, it very much follows the model of choose your own adventure, but it's really cool at the same time. I applaud him for it.
Yeah, it's a more group interactive version of it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't keep, if I don't know what they're going to do next. I don't think I could keep getting that out consistently at the rate he does.
Yeah. Well, writing is his life, basically. He goes at it.
Yeah, most of us are balancing a day job with the writing. It starts to get a lot tougher whenever you're doing that, and then life.
Yeah, I think
makes stuff
writing
happen.
might be his income, so he's like motivated to.
Oh
keep
yeah, it is.
doing it.
Yeah, and like I've heard countless stories of like professional writers like thinking of like a lot of the magazine writers like whenever it's your job, it's like it's no longer just writing out of passion. It's also you're writing for that paycheck so you can eat. So
Yeah.
it becomes a lot more important. So you're gonna pump out a lot more stories.
Yeah. Plus, like, his crazy situation down there too. If you've ever heard that story.
I haven't.
Well, basically, his state where he lives is still pretty much like it was on that side of the Iron Curtain, but there's still a lot of leftover fragments of communism, so he can't openly share that.
Yeah, he had to live directly under communism, which is why he rails against it so hard.
Well, not even that. It's like he can't openly, like, the reason he uses a moniker is because he can't share his real name. They go after his ass.
You mean Black Knight isn't his real name?
No, of course not.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, okay then.
Yeah.
In either case, I think now is a good time to spin the wheel of names. So I think we're probably going to do this to where one person writes, and then we can probably go in alternation. So we'll spin it once. That's who writes first, and then we'll spin it again. That's who goes after that, and we'll alternate from then onward.
Cyphanx, is that supposed to be a cooking channel you meant to say?
Cooking channel? I mean, we're not really a cooking channel. Or am I?
We're talking about Black Knight, and he does a lot of he references food quite a bit in his books.
Yeah, we're really talking about writing, creating artwork. The joy of creation. All right. But without further ado, let us go ahead and spin the great wheel. And 3, 2, 1.
And the sandwich was chosen.
How do you feel, Sir Sandwich?
I feel like this is appropriate. Destiny has only punctuated the true fact of the grandeur for which I shall achieve in my time.
All right. What are we thinking for the time limit, by the way? 5 minutes, 7.5 minutes?
I think 7's good.
All right. I'll go 7.5. Why not? There we are. And on
7 minutes in writer's block.
We'll go ahead and spin the second name. And we go.
What are we spinning the second name for?
It's going to be whoever goes next. All right. So that's going to be me. So it'll be James and then myself and then you, Wrangler. We'll be going in that order.
Woohoo!
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool indeed. So I have the timer up here. And did Wrangler just leave us? At the worst time, too. Damn. Okay. All right.
How fun.
You ready, James?
Let's do this. Have my Word doc open.
And go.
Sorry about that.
I had to do back.
I hit the share screen and the leave has a square with the arrow, and on another thing I use that looks like the share screen button.
Yeah. Oh shoot. I'm going to pull up a separate window here. There we are. I do actually want to get into looking at that map some more in the meantime. Yeah, so, I mean, all things considered, yeah, it's going to be a fun time, I think. I've got quite a few things going on at the moment. It's been a busy past few weeks. How's book 3 coming along so far, Wrangler?
Well, instead of having these, you've seen how my first drafts usually are. I sit there and I do it little bit by little bit.
Yeah,
And I didn't really, so I just, instead of sitting there going chapter by chapter, figuring out what's happening next, I did like an abbreviated Cliff Notes version of the rest of the book.
Yeah.
And now that I did that, I'm thinking, you know what? I should do that with the rest of the series before I continue any more fleshing out. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. In fact, if you look at the screen I'm sharing, you'll see where I'm starting.
I'll pull up your screen. Let me remove mine. There we go.
Yep. There's the beginning of book 4.
I love it.
So far, I have put something here. So that's my starting point tonight.
No, I really understand that. So, yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, for me, I'm very much the kind of person who creates, like, in small increments at a time. Like, I make something that's very flawed, and I'm like, I know this is bad, but fuck it, I'll fix it in post.
Now, what did you say this was called? Gardening style that I tend to do?
So gardening is whenever you have no idea what you're writing and you're just going with it off the seat of your pants.
That's pretty much what I'm doing, except I know the end I'm moving toward. I just have no idea how I'm going to get there.
That could be a hybrid. So there's different degrees of gardening. I think total gardening is like what you see with like Stephen King, where it's like you're just sitting down at your desk and you're writing. You have no idea where you're going, but you're writing something. I think that's the absolute degree. But I think a lot of people are somewhere in the middle where it's like they kind of know where it's starting, they kind of know where it's ending, and they're just trying to work from A to B.
Yeah,
I think
that's what
a lot of writers do that.
And I'm spending way too much time figuring out how to word a sentence when I'm doing that, especially when I know by the time I go back later, it's probably all going to get rewritten.
Yeah, I mean, in general, this is what I found. I'll actually quote Brandon Sanderson with this, which when I say quote, I mean paraphrase, but...
Have a good one, Cyphanks. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. So yeah, in general, I see it as Brandon Sanderson is kind of like a big advocate of an outline, but he also says this: even if you're a discovery writer and you are creating your first draft, once you're done with it, you just made yourself a really good outline. You kind of achieve the same thing either which way, which is you were trying to figure out the greater brush strokes of the story, whether that's through bullet points or actually writing yourself a rough draft. And then you're just kind of building onto it from there, revising, reworking things so it actually fits, that sort of thing.
Yeah, discovery writer. That's what you called it. Discovery writer, I think.
Yeah, discovery writing is, like, I've also heard it called pantsing. Gardening is probably the most professional term for it. That sort of thing.
Yeah, and then I guess now I'm doing something that's kind of a hybrid between discovery and bullet points.
Yeah, which is what a lot of writers do. I do it too. I
always just sat down and started figuring out from one end to the other for the most part.
Yeah, I probably lean a little heavier into outlining, but that's what works for me personally. I know plenty of people. There's a lot of variation. It really is.
I probably should do that, but I don't.
I tried it more with the second book, and it turned out that it made my life a hell of a lot easier. Like book one, I really struggled in places, and I was like pretty much like yanking out hair, not literally, but metaphorically over certain scenes. This time around, like there were a few hiccups, but overall it was still like if my first book trying to get it out was like on a tough scale of like 1 to 10, it was probably like an 8 or a 9. This time around it was probably more like a 6. Not nearly as bad.
Okay, I think we need to get rid of that one.
Yeah. Yep, that is definitely a ad bot. Always our favorites.
Yeah.
Mr. Adbot.
What I'm probably going to do is, as I'm figuring this one out, is I'm just going to real tongue-in-cheek write down what I'm probably going to do. Like, I'm just thinking out loud. That's what I'm going to type down. It's probably going to be real off the wall. Might as well entertain myself while I figure it out.
What helped me the most, and I've heard several people say this is one of the best ways of like writing out chapters. Like how I do it is like I have like a general like topic or idea for each chapter that I want to explore. But the real meat and potatoes of it is whenever you have a start and an ending. And it's like in general, the start of a chapter is answering a question, and the ending of your chapter is posing a new question. And it's creating that sense of like, I want to read the next page to figure out what's going to happen next.
Yeah. I'm noticing a pattern I'm definitely falling into, and I don't know if I should mix this up or stick with it as long as the story built around it is good. But I noticed the main characters in both books I published and the one I'm working on right now, they all have this objective, and it's like there's 3 things they got to do to get out. You know, they got to go.
All right, James, your time is up.
And it's probably because of the dual nature of what I'm writing, not just as a narrative prose story, but as what I originally envisioned the series being.
Okay.
So it's kind of got that.
Unexpected.
It's
The
kind of
minutes
getting
fly
that. It's kind of. I don't want it to be like a gamey feel when you read through it. You know.
No, I completely understand that. Like, I think it's like whenever, especially whenever I'm outlining, it's just bullet points of like, oh, I want this to happen. I want that to happen.
I'm gonna grab some drink real quick. Be right back.
Alrighty.
And I just kind of go from there whenever I'm trying to connect the dots with the start and the end, trying to piece together like the different bits of the puzzle in a very satisfying manner. But it doesn't really like count until I'm actually like making my first draft. And the first draft is going to be rougher by default than my outline. That's
Right.
another thing I found. Like, yeah, I made my outline like pretty extensive this last time around. It was like 40 pages or something insane like that.
Oh wow.
And then once I actually got to my rough draft, it was like the big thing was just knowing like having a really good idea of what I wanted to do. And then once I actually wrote that first draft, yeah, the language was a bit rough around the edges, but I was like, okay, I'm pretty happy with the story beats. And that in itself accounts for a lot.
Yeah.
And even when I had to change something around, it wasn't nearly as bad the first time around.
A thing I'm realizing now that I'm really analyzing it is I sit down, I have a general idea of where I want the story to go, where I want it to end up, and I'm figuring out the plot, the series of events. But as I'm writing it all out, that's usually when I get the story, and sometimes I'm just as surprised by the story as, you know, anyone else, because it's like, you know, thinking through what would this person do here, what would that person do here, and then what the characters have to go through as a form of growth. Just, I don't figure that out until I'm already halfway through.
Right. And this is something I actually learned from. I kind of learned this from Tim O'Burnham. Uh, I remember him telling me about this, and it kind of stuck with me ever since. Where it's like, whenever he writes a book, he writes down his main characters, kind of like what he wants them to go through, and then he'll write down like bullet points for the main themes he wants. And it's like that alone gives you a big help in like directing your writing. Uh, that was kind of something I did for book 2, and it really helped me. Like it made for a much more like focused experience, I think.
Yeah, I actually have a lot of trouble coming up with that, a theme.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like my first book, you probably noticed the theme was emotional control. I didn't know that until I was 3/4 of the way through.
I mean, if it's something that you need to discover, then probably it's best not to write it down even. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because I mean, I have this. This one's definitely going to be more lighthearted than the one I just was working on. But I have this nice, fun, bombastic adventure in mind, but I don't really have much of a character growth or theme in mind for what to explore. I have all the fun and games in my head. I don't have the actual thing that ties it all together and will give it that deeper meaning. I don't have any of that there yet.
No, I mean, every writer is different. Like, I'm the kind of person who likes considering the idea first. So it's like having a theme there up front is easiest for me. But it's like even then, that's bound to change. I'm not gonna lie. So I mean, no matter what it is, it's very much subject to change, and I think that's the important thing. In fact, I think it's vital for it to happen. Because otherwise you end up creating a product that's very stiff, very rough around the edges, and that can be a problem down the line.
Right.
It's like if you have to have a story that always reinforces X opinion no matter what, even if the story you're writing goes against that at some point, but you have to have it on this path, you're going to make a worse story. Just straight up. I really do think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, the way I found what's being examined in my third book actually comes from my son Connor. He was suggesting, why not make this character kind of, I mean, paraphrasing here, borderline psycho.
Yeah.
And now the whole concept that's examined through the book is going to be, where do you draw the line? You know, it's like the age old. We see the question asked in comics: is Batman's no kill rule stupid? That kind of stuff. It's
right.
Like, when is it okay to pull the trigger?
I mean, it does become stupid after a while, because at some point he actually becomes complicit in the murder of innocents. If someone is like going on a murder rampage and he out of principle he just refuses to kill the murderer, and the murderer keeps escaping no matter what.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of a problem.
The main headbutt,
the Joker.
Yep.
Yeah, the main headbutt here is going to be between one character saying, "You know what? They kill us given the chance. We should take them out," and another saying, "No, we could do this without being lethal." And that's going to be the whole headbutt between the main characters.
Okay. I was very quickly noting something down. Okay. Go ahead and note that. Special. I'm updating this map as we speak. Okay. And I think it's about time that I go ahead and start the timer. I don't have it up directly, but it will end up going off here in about 7.5 minutes. I'm going to keep this up just so you all can see me actually kind of like changing things around on this map. But I assure you all that I will be creating. And with that, I'm going in.
He's going in! So what's up, James?
I think I answered that question like 18 times tonight. Not much now. Last time I was asked. What's up with you? Conversation.
Not much. My brother and his family, we came over for supper tonight. That doesn't make for exciting conversation later on, but it was a good time with family. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have many stories brewing that I got to get done. I think I got maybe close to, because I write short stories and they're very episodic, so it's probably like close to 30 to be honest.
hail Zakona from talking to us from the X Twitter. Zakona says, "Howdy, y'all." Or no, howdy all, not y'all. I don't know why I added y'all.
The X, very popular. I stopped going there. It's just, it's too politically driven. That's pretty much the bread and butter of the platform is.
Believe it or not, I see almost no politics on there. But
Well, you probably
that's
don't.
because I don't engage as much as it's meant for me to. Probably, I use it partially as a bulletin board, and I hit the like button on the things some of my friends post, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's one of those platforms. It's the driving engagement of a lot of it. But I think this new era of platforms, it's very interesting. We gotta find one and milk it appropriately. I like Substack, but I don't know. I don't see a lot of growth on there, and it seems like there's more writers and readers.
Yeah. Then it's a bunch of authors trying to sell their stuff to other authors. It's like we're going in circles here,
Yeah, a lot
It's
of people supporting each other's works, buying,
which is good. That's a awesome base to have.
yeah. But you know what I mean. Like when you can't write for authors, it's just gonna be just a bubble. It's just a bubble of same people buying each other's books.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how much we like it. That is not a marketing strategy.
Yeah. It's a very fast market these days. I was even possibly thinking of just writing with the sandwich thing for a while, relaunching on a different platform underneath a different persona as the sandwich. I mean, writing sandwich, people would gravitate towards that. They like the monikers.
Oh, I just clicked. No wonder Cyphanks asked if it's a cooking show.
Are you gonna let us in on the secret?
Because he looks up on the screen and sees a talking sandwich.
There you go. It's a writing sandwich, I guess. Typing sandwich, if we're gonna be honest.
How do you tap on the keyboard if you're a sandwich?
Well, how does a sandwich talk? Answer me that. There you go. That's how. Welcome to the world of literature, friends. You never know. I was thinking, because I do help out with a podcast where they break down the biographies of comedians, and I'm always on the back end sort of bringing up the photos and stuff. The official word for that, mind you, somebody who is in the background of a production and they're like doing all the clicking and they're bringing up photos on big screens. The official title for that is called a switcher, because you're switching between screens.
Huh.
Yes, I did that for a while, and now I'm doing that again. And a portion of me thought, it'd be funny is just going in the middle of the segment as the sandwich, saying something, then just leaving. Because, it's a sandwich. I mean, you take me anywhere, and I'm instantly just all eyes are on me, baby. So, I was thinking hitting up Royal Road is a literary sandwich. But the big thing is sandwiches are cute. You look at these eyeballs. Ladies love them. I have to write something a little bit on the softer side to draw them in. Though I do have technically a story outline that'll help with that. But it's directly tied in with my current story, The Villain, which you've been reading. Not sure if you read the latest one.
Not yet, no.
It's only been up for a couple days. Yeah.
Dude, you should star in food commercials with that.
Right? They'd steal it. They'd steal the sandwich.
They'll make you like the spokesman for, I don't know, Bob's Market or whatever, you know.
Bob's Market sandwich. Come down here and get yourself your free Philly cheesesteak where you purchase 9 heads of lettuce. With coupon, of course. Coupon. Though I like the terminology discount paper myself. Do you have coupons? No, but I do have discount paper, which are significantly the same thing. Significantly.
You would do a much better job than what it was. One of them grinder chains that did it.
Grinder.
What was it, like Quiznos or something like that? Where the guy's over working. He's one of the employees there, putting together a sandwich, and the oven's talking to him, and he's about to run it through the oven to toast it, and the oven says, "Put it in me, Dave."
Ew.
Yeah, I'm like, who thought this up? And even worse, who let this actually go on cable TV as a commercial? I mean, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I laughed hysterically, but I'm like, why? Why did they have to do that?
For that very reason, you laughed hysterically. Now you know.
I did, but I mean, it was still, it was a little overboard, you know?
Yeah, well, these are them times, I guess.
I'm human. I laugh at inappropriate things. That was definitely inappropriate. And if I'm remembering the wrong commercial company, then my apologies to Quiznos. I think it was a Quiznos, but I mean, it could have been a different commercial. It was a long time ago, and so little disclaimer there. I don't want to like tag that reputation to the wrong franchise. Do your research. If you really want to know which company it was, go look for the commercial on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sure it's up there somewhere, man. You can almost find everything up there.
I'm back.
Up on YouTube.
Oh, welcome back.
It's good to be back. I was seeing what new buildings are cropping up over the last in-game month. Got some pretty interesting results, I gotta say. That's why I like to roll. So much fun. Premeditation is boring. Rolling is a lot more fun.
Did we get a giant geodesic greenhouse?
Of course. I mean, we have...
they have
Dinah.
the means to make it.
We have Dinah, Billy Bob Sack's character, who's literally building a greenhouse as we speak.
Should make it a big glass geodesic.
Exactly.
Have you ever seen them?
I can't say I have, honestly.
Oh, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, so you want to know the total amount of buildings that are going to be added in? That I've got to add in?
How many?
260 in total.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like I said, what's on the map here is not an accurate representation of how big the city is at all. So, yeah. All right, let's see.
Hey, take a look at those, Otter.
All right, let me go ahead and pull it up. Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah, and some of them are like huge.
Yeah, I bet.
I don't think they're going to catch on.
I like the idea of them. They look cool. Yeah, how...
The 4 walls, you can do a lot with those.
Well, the purpose for those is you can maintain tropical plants indoors during the winter.
I could do that at home.
Yeah. But I mean, I've seen some where they're just gorgeous inside. It's like a...
Even then, though, why not force 4 walls? Like a
we
regular...
don't need tropical plants and greenhouse domes. We have tropical plants at home, of course.
I do remember seeing like this dome community in England, and like nobody wants to live there because dome life sucks.
Oh, wonder of wonders. Yeah, it doesn't sound very good. I'm not gonna lie.
Dome life. A maybe cylinder. You might be able to get me with cylinder life, but not dome life.
Yeah,
Not the dome life.
Yeah, check that out.
Okay, that does look really sweet.
That's what I was thinking of when I said she should do a geodesic.
I feel like one of the Fallout games had a quest like this where you're going into a glass dome like that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a rendered picture, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's clear. That's very much
concept.
AI. It's
But if you
Photoshop
sit
AI.
there and look around for a while, you'll find some that are like they got this beautiful garden and like benches and a fountain and everything, and it's like middle of winter outside, everything's covered in snow, and you have this gorgeous oasis to sit in.
So nice. So lovely.
So gorgeous, so green.
So beautiful. Many such cases. All right. Wrangler.
All right, it's time
Are
for
you-
me to do this, isn't it?
Yes. I will go ahead and share the tab just so you can see the timer. All right.
Which doesn't do me any good because I'm on a different tab typing.
Don't worry about it because I'm going to be hiding it the next minute. It turns out looking at a timer for all this time isn't all that interesting.
At least this timer.
Yeah, this
But
timer is
that's-
very boring.
I used
Yeah.
to do that in school all the time.
I know. Just
It
like,
might be kind of better if it was like just a clock timer.
I mean, it would be a little better, but I don't know. It's visually speaking, it's not very
Save
interesting to look
clock
at.
tower.
All right, we'll start the timer in 3, 2, 1.
I'm going
Okay.
in.
I know how we solve the timer problem. See, though it would be a bit difficult on setting exact times. You just have to say this is how long they are. What you do is you get a countdown timer and you just make a cool video, like some nice backdrops to countdown in the front.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah. Then you just suck. So you're stuck at 7:30 forever. But then again, I guess you could start the video at 5. Chip
Right,
off 2.5
right.
minutes here, there, and start a little later.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
The world of production.
So some of what I rolled up to add to the town are mansions, and there's gonna be a total of 6 of them.
Uh-huh. McMansions. This is a dumb name.
Tons of mansions. An absolute ton. Now, where the hell is this tile? Aha. Noble. Oh, I have it pulled up here even. Well, that really solves things now, doesn't it?
So where do you get your ideas?
So some of it is through what I'm reading at the time, or like certain series I'm either watching or playing. I try to pull a lot from life experience, though. I think that makes for some of the best inspiration. That's what I try to do anyway.
Uh-huh.
It's where I get some of the most original story ideas too. What I try to do though is whenever I'm coming up with an idea, and this has been something I've employed a lot recently, and I love doing it, is the idea that I'm taking something that is real and just changing 1 or 2 things about it, and it creates something drastically different, and I go with it.
Ah, okay. Nice. I'm more of a blatant thief.
Oh, I mean, that works too.
Yeah. Like
If
I was
it ain't
playing
broke.
a game. It's like, you know what? This game's been out for like 2 decades. I'm gonna steal your timeline. It's mine now.
So Zakona is asking what application you all are using. I am using Incarnate actually, and it's a really good site for creating maps, I gotta say.
I had a subscription to that. I just wasn't using it. Though it is pretty affordable.
I end up using it quite a bit, but it's just where we've been running this game. It's gone on for a little over a year now, so it's really kind of like helped things a lot. I know. I'm going to place it here. It actually does make a whole lot
You
of
know,
sense.
I heard the worst comparison yesterday.
What's
People
that?
were comparing the development life of No Man's Sky to the development life of Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, yeah, that's a hard disagree for me.
Yeah, they're like,
Jeez.
oh gosh, it's just as good as No Man's Sky. I was like, no, it's not, guys. Does that thing even
That
have
is
multiplayer?
cringe.
Did they ever get around to adding multiplayer to that?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I've never really had much
Yeah.
of an inclination to play Cyberpunk 2077. And here's the thing. I love Cyberpunk media. I just don't care to play Cyberpunk 2077 because I've seen the writing and I don't like the writing.
Yeah, I mean, I played it when it came out. I gave it a couple tries. I wasn't that impressed either, to be honest. Like, they had this really bad habit of making just about everyone super dislikable, including like your love interests. Or at
That
least
doesn't surprise
some of
me.
Yeah, so you could approach the game by not hurting anybody, but just about everybody you actively engage with in combat is a piece of shit. So I was like, I'm literally helping this city by taking your life.
There we go. Some of these buildings are way too large.
McMansions.
Yeah, there's some big mansions. I will
Which
say that much.
honestly could be a great character development plot. Dude tries not to take life, finds out that a lot of the people he keeps letting live are just gigantic assholes.
I feel like I watched a movie like that. It had Jack Nicholson in it, of all people. The problem was that it wasn't a very good movie. He basically goes through an epiphany, has a whole new outlook on life, and he realizes that his daughter is about to get into a relationship or marriage that she's really gonna regret. And it pretty much ends with, yeah, he can't do anything about it. He loses, and he realizes that the one life he actually affected was some random kid in an African country that he donated money to. And that was the movie. I'm
That's
like, man, what a
shitty.
downer of a movie.
It would have been good if he like killed him.
Yeah, or something, some sort of catharsis. But I hate it when movies do that, where it's like they think it's like an art house conclusion, and I'm like, no, this is just bad. It's
Yeah.
really bad.
That really just like, oh, he just gave money to some fucking charity and sat on the couch. He would have achieved the same thing. Speaking of that, the power of the third act, man, it can make a movie or heavily break a movie.
Yeah,
I was watching this movie a long time ago, but the third act, like the movie wasn't that good. The first act was very compelling. The second act is dragged on and sort of took it down a bad path, which lowered some numbers on the Richter scale. But the third act made up for it to where it's actually become one of my favorite bad movies. I say it's a bad movie, but it's got a good third act.
Really interesting.
Yes, it's called Nature of the Beasts. A bank robber is found out by a serial killer, and he goes on the road trip from hell with the serial killer.
Huh. That
Yeah,
is intriguing.
It was a direct-to-TV movie, and apparently, I can't remember if it was based on something. I don't think it was. I think it was like just an original with Lance Hendrickson as the main actor. And he gave this excellent performance in the third act and delivered this line so perfectly that it's become one of my all-time favorite lines in cinema. I'm not going to say it because it ruins the third act, but it's damn good.
Oh, is it just full-on spoilers?
It is, but it's damn
Oh.
good. And I'm like, dude, yes, that line alone. And like you were saying about like that movie ending with just like nothing he does fixes anything, all lives he was trying to affect are just kaput. This one went almost a similar route, but the ending, because sort of like just the list of events made it so much more sweeter. It's the best way to put it.
All right, Wrangler, your time is up.
Already?
Yeah, it's already up. Time goes real fast. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, shoot.
Oh shoot, that didn't work. I shouldn't paint in the background. I should paint in the foreground. There we go. All right, James, I believe it is your turn.
All right.
All right, and I will start. I can pull it up now.
Oh, look at that. Numbers, they're clicking downward. This is riveting.
I know. It's such riveting content. I'll tell you that much.
It's like
Boy, howdy, I tell you what.
it's like
It's going to
watching
be a real good
screensaver.
countdown around here.
It's like watching a screensaver. I'm just mesmerized.
All right, back to getting some of these. So Wrangler, as you can see, we've got some manners going up. I'm actually gonna.
I play a dwarf. I don't have any manners.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, since we're talking about it, boom, there he is.
Lovely old Dunks. Everybody's favorite ranger. You never thought you'd see a dwarf as a ranger, would you?
Oh, you know what? Anyone who's read R.A. Salvador's books has seen one at least.
I really like Brunor. Brunor is like legit one of my favorite characters.
Oh,
and-
yeah. But Ivan and Pickle were a blast too.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I do not play Dunks anything like Pickle. No. Dunks is not a ripoff of Pickle. Pickle was just... He was definitely unique.
I don't know much about Pickle. I'm
From the
guessing
Cleric Quintet, and the Cleric Quintet did intersect with the Just series.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ivan and Pickle were dwarven brothers from down further south. They were friends with Catterley, and I don't know if you recognize that character.
Canterbury?
Catterley.
Oh, I guess not. I know Canterbury.
Caddy Bree? Oh, okay. That's from the
It's from the Icewind Dale novels.
no. Oh yes, yep. You're right. Caddy Bree. Yeah. No, Catterley. He's a cleric.
Oh, okay. I'm not aware of the character then.
It did cross over with the Just series,
Oh, cool.
and Pickle was a druid dwarf, and he had dyed his beard green.
Yeah.
And he didn't like speak in complete words. He would always kind of make these weird sounds, and his brother Ivan understood him. It was usually like ooh, ooh, ooh wee, ooh. You know, it was kind of the I am Groot thing.
Sounds like a fun character.
He is, but man, he was definitely unique.
I imagine so. Oh, shoot. There we are.
And then he would use the shillelagh spell.
Yeah.
Shillelagh, I think it's called.
Yeah, Shillelagh.
And he went and like knocked a critter down with his club, and he smiles and goes shalala.
Very fun.
One of the dwarfs of his that I got a big kick out of was General Nabbit. Now, in the previous book, he was General Dag Nabbit. His first name was Dag, his last name was Nabbit. And it slipped through, but it turned out, I noticed in the other books, he was just General Nabbit. General Nabbit, not Dag Nabbit. And I met him once, and I asked him what happened with that, and he goes, "Oh, they caught on and said you can't do that. You can't just have his name be a joke." So he had to General Nabbit the rest of the time.
Any sort of like D&D property, they're kind of like built on jokes like that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of what makes them what they are, really.
Yeah, at least at least this is back in a time before they had completely gone bonkers. I don't think it was Wizards of the Coast then. It was TSR.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of get it, but at the same time, like, it was around that same era.
It was
that
already
you
in
had-
there. He was well received. Why did they have to make a mess with it, you know?
It was already in that same era as Dragonlance, and Dragonlance has some goofy shit in it for sure.
Oh, yeah. Now, the Harkles were his wild mages, and they were... Oh, man. Whenever they showed up, you knew it was about to get wacky.
That sounds about right.
Downright cartoonish at times. And then his Battle Rager. I don't know if you could really... He didn't have the attitude you'd expect from a Battle Rager. I can't remember his name, but the Battle Rager in some ways was almost kind of Deadpool-like in his personality.
Yeah, I imagine. I know I'm also kind of reminded where I've been reading through Dragons of Autumn Twilight. Are you aware of the character Fizzban at all?
I am not.
He's sort of like your Gandalf character in a way. But unlike Gandalf, he is just kind of a dingus a little bit. That's the best way I can describe him. He's sort of
the wizardly dingus.
He's sort of senile in a way, but that actually adds to the charm. He's
the Walter of wizards.
Yeah, he's like legit smart, but he's like, oh, should I throw a fireball at it? And it's like close range, close quarters. Everybody's like, no, don't do that. Bad idea. He's like, oh, I guess not.
You've watched Fringe, right?
Yeah, I've watched Fringe.
Yeah, so Walter from that show. Walter was that show, let's be honest.
Fringe is actually very underrated. I really do have a fondness for that show. Not every part of it is good, but I'm like, I'll still hold to the idea that it's a legit underrated series.
The second to last season, it was starting to fall apart, and the last season, I just wasn't fond of.
Last season was like full on like post-apocalypse or something like that.
Yep.
There was parts of that last season I kind of liked, but you want to know why I kind of liked it?
Why?
It just reminded me of Half-Life 2. Like
which I haven't played.
A lot of the post-apocalypse in that final season, I'm like, this just feels like Half-Life 2. And apparently both J.J. Abrams and Gabe Newell are like big friends in real life. Like, that kind of explains a thing or two. Like, it really feels
Walter
like
would be a great template for the personality of a wizard in Sword and Sorcery.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the correlation I paint between wizards and mad scientists. They're very similar. I really do believe that. And some of the more foundational fantasy and sci-fi do make a connection like that. I think of like Jack Vance's Dying Earth saga. Like that kind of like blurs the lines between sci-fi and fantasy quite a bit. And wizards are
Thundar the Barbarian.
Yeah, similar idea. Like wizards in those settings are basically mad scientists. Also, James, your time is up. That's
we're not hearing the alarm go off on our end.
Yeah, that's because I'm not sharing the screen. It's kind of a trade-off. It's either I'm having this boring timer on screen and you all can hear the alarm, or I have it on the map and have it be a little more interesting, but you all can't.
I don't mind not being able to hear the alarm because it is quite jarring.
Yeah. But in either case, James, your time is up. He may also be AFK, which is okay.
It's okay to be AFK.
It's okay to be AFK.
Now we're going to get the South Park song. Super, thanks for asking.
I believe I am next. I can probably just go ahead and start the timer because, like, I mean,
you're doing this as you yap anyway.
Yeah, I'm doing this as a yap. Like, there's pretty much no disadvantage to me, like, not doing it. So, just to prove that I'm about to start this timer, I'm going to go ahead and say, yep, I'm going to hit play and now.
And you're off like a herd of turtles.
I know, right? And I'm completely silent. You can't hear me at all.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Did pretty good that time. Just maybe a little over 300 words.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Ja.
Ja.
Ah.
All right, time to add in a new building. Apparently, this is a glass blower.
Can you add in your own images in that?
Yeah, you actually can.
I'll have to look into that. I have dozens of generated images of custom buildings and stuff.
And from what I know, that and this work pretty well alongside each other.
Cool. I'll have to look into that and then size-wise for my own map creations in the future. People like maps. Women like maps. Ladies
I like
love
maps.
Yeah. Cartography.
Maps are so much fun.
Cartography. The chicks dig it.
Oh, yes, I am very popular with the ladies. I am a cartographer by trade. They absolutely love me.
Yeah. I need to write my fucking mystery I've been boiling over. Believe it or not, I have a mystery that I'm going to say. I'll tell Wrangler later on. That's a little bit of a secret. It's directly tied into some of my stories.
Ah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's I like taking genres and blending them. I think that's sort of my thing. I'm a genre blender. But I'm going to blend, and this is going to be a fun one. Cozy murder mystery with cyberpunk superheroes.
It's quite a mashup.
Yes. Well, luckily the world can house it easily. But it's really going to be about the blend. And I think it's going to go over nice. I want to write that, and then I want to release it on a separate platform other than Substack. So that way I could also re-release some of the episodes of my current series, The Villain, because it directly ties into that one.
How is writing on Substack, by the way? I know you guys were talking about like Twitter feeling like its writers advertising to other writers. Yeah. I always kind of got a similar feeling from Substack. That's kind of why I dropped out.
Well, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about Substack when we said
that. It was Substack? Oh, I thought you all were talking about Twitter.
I don't spend a lot of time on Substack, honestly. I could do better with communication, but most of the people seem to be primarily writers. I don't see a lot of just like reading accounts. Not to say they don't exist, but they probably exist more for the larger creators. And there's also a set like this weird tagging culture there where everybody's just tagging each other and shit.
Like, yeah, that's what really turns me off from the platform. I hate the tagging culture.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It makes me really want to ignore Substack in a major way. And it's like it's sad because it's like I like what Substack does. I like how it started out, especially. Like, that was great.
Well, I've been suddenly getting some readers going through some of the stuff I got posted on Substack, which surprised me. They just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah? How's that going?
All right. I mean, it's like 3 or 4 people out of nowhere suddenly started reading and hitting the like button. I'm like, nobody's looked at it in months, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, okay,
there you go.
I'll take it.
Wasn't posting some good stuff.
I'm glad somebody liked it, you know?
Oh, are we getting a new inn in town? I think we are. Would you look at that?
Call it the Stumble Inn.
Do you really want me to name it that? I can.
Why not? I'm ripping it off from a country song, but hey.
Let's do it. Why not? All the other taverns have just been boob jokes. So let's have something a little more original. There we go. The Stumble Inn.
I do like the play on words for that. That's why I remembered it. I think it was, the song was, I Ain't Never Had Too Much Fun, I think was the name of it.
What is going on there? I have no clue. Oh, I see what's going on.
I haven't-
Boldness of the outline. Always fun. Or not fun. However you want to look at it. The
Where are we
stumble
going to
in.
put the bus station?
I don't know, man. That is
That's what I should
probably-
do. Start a taxi service, like do the old fashioned the dude that holds the 2-wheeled cart, like he runs in front and pulls them all around. Like was that a Chinese style? I think.
Maybe. Not sure off the top of my head.
It's like a bench over 2 wheels and some poles sticking out, and one guy he picks up the poles and runs in front pulling that cart with a passenger behind sitting inside.
Oh, Dunks isn't gonna like this. You may have competition, boy.
Competition for what?
A bakery.
Pressure enhances performance.
That is true. What do I want to name this bakery? Krispy Kreme and bagels.
Oh, that's an easy one. You name it Deja Brew.
Ah, no.
That's awesome.
Thank you. That is what it's called.
I
Deja
stole that.
Brew. I don't care. I'm
I
still
know.
taking it.
A friend like 5 years ago told me that when we were RPing in the game, they ran into a small coffee shop in the middle of nowhere with that title. Like, yeah, not that one.
No, it's a fun name. I really like it.
Deja Brew.
That's why I'm stealing it.
Theft in writing is where it belongs,
Good writers borrow, great writers steal.
right?
It's a good thing I'm not concerned about either right now, because this isn't commercial.
I found them.
And that's the timer for me. That's the whole 7.5 minutes.
Oh wow.
No.
Otter, take a look at this. You'll see what I'm talking about for the taxis.
Let's see. Go ahead and put yours up there. Oh my god.
Yeah, we've seen those. What are they
I mean, I've
called again?
seen them before.
I'm not sure what they're called.
Yeah, what's the name?
Hand pulled rickshaw operator.
Rickshaw. That's what they're called.
Ah,
That's a rickshaw.
that's it.
Buddy.
The Deja
Oh wait, here we go.
Brew. The Deja Brew is open for business.
I'm surprised it didn't pop right up. There was one where Chris was doing that. Let me type in rickshaw. Yeah, that's not coming up. Oh well.
Oh well.
That would have been hilarious.
You win
Probably.
some, you lose some.
I mean,
Probably just-
I know there is one. There is a cutaway in Family Guy where he was doing that, but not everything pops up in a search right away.
That is fair. It does happen.
I remember the internet was still new. I was telling people about this movie I saw some time back called The Black Cauldron from Disney, and everyone was like, never heard of it. I don't think that was a thing. And it wasn't available at the video stores anywhere because they hadn't released it yet. Finally, the internet starts to become a thing. I looked it up online. I'm like, there it is. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I've been there before with some movies and stuff.
I've also heard that the Black Cauldron, like, I mean, it's based off a book. It's the Prydain Chronicles, isn't it?
I don't know. I've not even heard of that.
Yeah. I really enjoyed watching The Black Cauldron whenever I did like finally give it a watch. I've heard that it absolutely butchers the book though, which is kind of interesting.
That's
Kind
not
of
no
makes me want to
surprise.
check out the books.
Most of the Disney films were the adaptations are way different than the original source material.
That
A
is
lot of
very
them
true.
toned way down.
What are you saying? Hercules isn't 100% accurate to the legend?
Whoa.
Yes.
What? I never knew.
Yeah, Narcissa was a god apparently. Who knew?
Who knew?
Because I think they had him as a god in that movie, but in the myth he was just a dude that was obsessed with himself, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
like I mean that's the root of the word narcissism. It's from Narcissus.
And yes, Zeus sounded exactly like Rip Torn from Men in Black.
Exactly. There can be no variation.
Now that has got to be my favorite version on screen of Hades, though.
Yeah, Hades is great in that movie.
Hades was the movie.
Yeah. All right. I think it is your turn.
It is my turn.
All right.
It is his turn.
Let me go ahead and bring up the timer.
It is your turn, Wrangler.
It is my
your
tard.
turn. Exactly. All right. Zakona also says real quick, would that make medieval Uber a wheelbarrow? Or did we already do that? Oh boy. All right. So, oh, there we are. All right, Wrangler, it's your go. In 3, 2, 1.
Let's
Boom.
do this.
And the thing is doing the thing.
And while he's doing the thing, I am doing the thing with the map.
And I am a sandwich.
I feel like Zoidberg for a second. Where he's like, no, it is secretly I who am the secret genius.
Secretly. The only one kind enough to actually earn a gift from Santa.
I know, right? Zoidberg did nothing wrong. He just
Right.
took out a few organs every now and again. But he did it with good intentions.
Hey, I remember the evil Santa episodes. Like each and every single one of you has been so naughty, except for you, Zoidberg. Here, this is for you. He gives him like a pogo stick.
I love Futurama.
At least the classics. I know they brought it back, but yeah, it had
So-
its time.
I think Futurama, it's like every now and again it'll have a great episode. Like I can't watch. So Futurama is kind of like The Simpsons for me, where it's like I can't watch it consistently. Like if I watch an episode or two, it's great. If I'm like binging it, I get sick of it very quickly. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I could do Futurama pretty good. I used to own like the first 5 seasons. I just watched those on repeat. At least those. Like I said,
Futurama has more of a continuity to it, so that does help it.
Yes, that's for sure. It does reset, but there are some things that stay the same.
Yeah, you can tell that the writers are like, okay, we're kind of vaguely inspired by Star Trek here, little Battlestar Galactica there, so it's like we do want to actually make it feel like it's actual world building. And in fairness, like Springfield has world building too, but this is like proper like sci-fi world building and
The
stuff.
brains.
Yeah,
There's the Fry arc, which I think is one of the best. Fry goes back in time, or they don't know why the brains don't affect Fry, but they'll affect everyone else, making them super dumb. And then you find out it's because by some quantum bullshit, Fry went back in time and impregnated his own grandmother. So
I remember that.
So because he's his own grandfather, I guess his mentality's just inbred enough where the brains don't affect him.
Yeah. I've seen that episode a couple of times, and every time I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yes, Oswell and Roswell is the episode they go back in time. And that episode was actually award winning. That won awards.
I know the episode that makes everybody cry is whenever he's like actually
Jurassic
finding
Park.
his dog.
Yep, Jurassic Park. That is
I-
one of the saddest endings.
Oh my god, it's all a joke too. That's the best part. It's like, man, I'm sure he's lived a full life. Time to let him go. And then it has the flashback of his dog waiting for him every day for years. I'm like, man, that's so dark, but it's a
Yeah.
really funny dark joke.
It is damn sad. Like, that is one of the saddest episodes.
I love the episode where what is it? Like, they have a couple of like what if episodes, and one of them it's like, what if, and I forget what the what if is. It's like, what if Fry didn't actually go to the future? Then all of a sudden there's like Al Gore, Gary Gygax, and like Stephen Hawking, who are all like, you created a rift in the space-time continuum. Fry, you gotta get to the future. And
Funny.
it just leads to the implosion of reality. They're like, well, everything's just a void now. Gary Gygax is like, all right, you know, okay with playing D&D for the next 10 billion years? They're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, they had some good episodes, man. And some great one-liners. One of my favorites was one of those what if episodes. They had like a what if machine they usually roll. And
Yeah, that's it.
If Bender was human, and the way he asked it is like, well, since I'm a robot and I was born with no emotions, he's like, since I'm a robot and I was born with no emotions, that makes me really sad. And I was wondering what it would be if I was human. That was just so fucking great. It makes me really sad. I gotta use that. I have no emotions, and that makes me really sad.
Some of the What If Machine episodes are some of my favorite episodes. One of the what ifs is like, what if life was a video game? And it's just like Mr. Pac-Man is trying to like avoid like space invaders like attacking Earth and shit.
Then he dies.
Waka waka this way, damn it.
Waka waka. He's all tired. Waka waka.
Woo woo woo.
All right. Comfort the widowed Pac-Man. Yeah. They were shooting the aliens from the planet Persei 8. And then when they land, he just exits the vehicle. He exits his ship. He's like, "You fools! You should have shot where I was going to be."
That is the funny thing about Futurama. It's like Futurama isn't afraid to have some really obscure jokes in there from time to time.
Yes, that's
what I really like about it.
Invaders joke.
Yeah.
But most episodes that center around Fry, I realize, are actually really like emotionally driven. You know, like you have that one episode where he goes to like a graveyard planet and he finds the graveyard for what he thinks is his brother, and he thinks his brother stole his stupid name. But then he finds out it's actually his nephew who like accomplished a lot after he died, and he was named after him.
Oh.
Yeah, and those are some of the more dramatic ones, because then you have the whole flashback. Because in the past, Fry literally just disappeared one day, and everyone he knew just freaked the fuck out.
Yeah, that is one thing you kind of don't realize, but yeah, you're absolutely right. The Fry-centric episodes are kind of some of the most emotional episodes, and it's like they kind of come out of nowhere too. And it's like, whoa, this got heavy all of a sudden.
Yep. Like when he's with Nibbler and they go back in time and he can save himself. But Nibbler says, no, man, you got to go to the future. He's like, How can one life be above everything else? And he's just right there. And they gives a great vocal performance when he just replies, "But it's my life," and then tips himself over purposefully, falls in, and he goes to the future.
Yeah.
Damn good episodes in that show.
Also, Wrangler, your time is up.
I'm back.
I am back.
So, what do you think, Nibbler versus Stitch?
I'm going Nibbler on that one.
I don't know who I'd go for on that one. I'm kind of in between.
It sounds kind of even.
I think just Nibbler would get a hold of him and eat him right away.
Yeah, probably. Got a point there.
He's not going to like play around with him or anything. He's going to get the job done.
Stitch is sympathetic, whereas
But
Nibbler is just like, fuck it, time for food.
Yeah, but Stitch isn't going to go down too easy, and we all know that.
He will move around more, but I just think he'll be much more reckless than Nibbler, because Nibbler, like I said, he's just going to go straight for the kill. I don't think Stitch is, and Nibbler is generally way more smarter than Stitch is. Like, because obviously he's from the alien planet of like these really ancient aliens and shit. So
yeah,
he's got.
Stitch is no slouch either. He's got that genetically enhanced mind.
Yeah, I know that. I think it's just in Nibbler's corner there.
Oh yeah, I tend to lean a little towards Nibbler as well. I just don't think it's going to be a slam dunk for him.
I think Stitch is going to look at Nibbler, approach Nibbler. Nibbler is going to act dumb, not do anything, let him get close, and then he's just going to eat him. Takes like half a second for Nibbler to do that.
While
but
Stitch is
Nibbler digests
that
someone
happens.
is defiant to Stitch.
What's that, Wrangler?
But would Nibbler be able to actually digest him? I could see Stitch fighting his way back out.
I'm going to say yes.
Stuff before.
I'm going to say yes because Nibbler has eaten a vast many a separate living creature across the galaxy. He's got one hell of a stomach. I don't think you're getting out of there. Like, I see the argument, but I don't see how Stitch could actually survive it. He's not really like super durable or anything. Guns do harm him.
This is true. He's not invincible. Not even close.
So I'd imagine.
What about Nibbler versus a Flurkin?
I don't know what a Flurkin is. So
it's those alien creatures that look like cats, but just like inhale everything.
I
think Nibbler's probably got them beat too, but I don't know for certain.
I don't know. Never heard of them.
Supposedly their stomachs are supposed to be like extra dimensional doorways or something. It's like that's some Kirby stuff right there.
So brief aside on Kirby before I go into, well, I would say full silent mode, but I'm already creating. So I guess it's just a little bit of time while we're all talking here. But Kirby has some really messed up lore. It's funny.
Oh, yes, he does.
He's like killing gods for like stealing his cake or whatnot.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like, I think he's technically Nintendo's most powerful character.
I would not be surprised. He's done some insane shit over the years.
And he is extremely durable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Death Battle did a Kirby versus Majin Buu from Dragon Ball. And they actually gave the win to Kirby on that one.
I can see it. I
can see it. It's amazing what Kirby can do with a little bit of nothing. Just a bit of food and some dreams, and then all of a sudden he's like destroying gods and shit.
He literally absorbs traits from the freaking people he eats.
I think Nintendo's motto is the cuter the character, the more powerful he is.
Huh.
Also with Kirby, it's strangely disturbing in a couple of ways. That is another factor.
What's his lore anyways? All I know is that he like woke up too early or some shit.
He's a good Christian boy, that's about it.
Not even human.
Still, he's a good Christian boy.
I don't even know if he's male.
If you guys have ever seen any of Terminal Montage, like that's where the whole joke came about with Kirby being just like a good Christian boy. He's just like going around preaching the word of Christ, and that's why he's like killing all these like demonic deities just because they won't accept Jesus.
He's like a paladin.
He really is. Kirby is the best, and I will hear no arguments to the contrary.
You know what? I'm gonna have to write that down because I'm not really a gigantic fan of like a lot of the Japanese RPG writing where it always ends up just fighting a god. But I think it would be hilarious if you're just a Christian paladin wiping out all these like Asian gods.
Oh, that would piss off all the right people, I think.
Exactly. I think that'd be hilarious. Like you take the exact same formula, just twist it on its head. And then he's like, there can only be one.
There can be only one.
I did have a fight like that, except it was one-sided the other way.
That's actually one aspect of Lovecraft lore that I do like is he actually captures the awe of deities that a lot of these other lores really don't. And that's actually something that I see because I like watching a lot of different like essays and stuff, and a lot of the ones I read about Lovecraft, or video essays I watch about Lovecraft, they always talk about how it's not really that frightening, but it is very awe-inducing, and that's sort of that whole aspect that a lot of people get wrong with their deities. They don't carry this sense of awe when they're supposed to be these creatures who can command nature itself, and a lot of the time they make them way too human where they're flawed and emotional. I'm like, you're not writing deities, right? These dudes have been around for thousands upon thousands of years, It's like, how is a single human's words affecting them at all?
Yeah. Otter, I'm gonna pop onto my phone if that's okay. Can you hit me in from the backstage?
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I should probably start the time. I didn't do that. And the time has started. So much fun. And what do I want to do? So many farms. So many farms.
You know what kind of video essays I hate? Are those that that have way too much of a poetic narrative structure.
I've seen a lot of those. A lot of them. These are the ones I hate. The ones that reach too much into personal anecdotes. Those really get under my skin after a while.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
Where it's like, all right, let's talk about video games. But first, I want to tell you about my life and how I was a very troubled child. And it's like, come on. I've heard this 1,000 times by this point.
How about the ones that pose a question regarding maybe the failure of a company or an individual or anything, and you play the video, so I say it's a 15-minute video, and it's just a fucking biography. It's just a biography. I don't like the biographical intros that are like 18 minutes long, that have very little to do with the actual, like, has stuff to do with the subject matter, but it doesn't necessarily have to do with the question being posed,
Right. I know what you're talking about, and it gets under my skin.
Hell
it really does.
It's like, dude, your video's 5 minutes long, and you just wrapped it in biography. We're going to talk about why this person failed at this particular moment in their life. We'll start off with their birth.
Yeah. So it's like we have to make a biography just to tell you how they fucked up.
Exactly. Now that I run across those videos, I instantly click off because I'm not there for the biography. I'm not. I'm there for the failure, or the question being posed.
Right. Yeah, I never understood that, frankly.
It's fluff. It's just
it's fluff.
style. It's all
It's to be like, okay, look at how well I can categorize somebody's life. Now it's time to get into the drama.
exactly. See, the fluff's there because they need a longer video, and maybe that's what the video is really about. But at the same time, they know that you're not going to get as many views without milking the algorithm, right? So you got to pose particular questions and stuff that draws people's interests, and that's kind of where they get.
Pretty much.
Yeah, just clickbait. It's bad clickbait, and I hate it because it just wastes my fucking time. It really is.
The bad thing is, like, I still watch a lot of that stuff anyway, so I'm very much guilty in this respect. But it's still annoying.
I mean, you find it annoying. And I always post about it. It's like, motherfucker, you're stealing my time here.
Yeah.
Your video's 5 minutes long with a freaking 18-minute intro. I felt that way kind of with this book I bought that's supposed to be like the radio drama handbook, and talks about how it's full of ways to get radio drama done. They talk about how it's like a classroom in your hand about how to produce radio drama, and the first 40 pages are all just historic appreciation.
Of course.
And it's like, come on, guys. Come on.
It's like, that's all you can do?
They literally spent time, like, if you have very little to zero understanding of what a radio drama is, okay, that's good. Those 40 pages are great. But I've listened to them for years, man. I picked up the book. I know what it is. It says handbook on it, baby. Take me to the tricks and tips.
Yeah.
But no, it's like 40 pages of appreciation and history, which, some of it was interesting. At the same time, I felt frustrated because that's not why I picked up the book. And it's just like it like had this entire section breaking down War of the Worlds, which is okay, I guess, but it's all just novice explanation of stuff you can kind of just get by listening.
Right. And yeah, I don't know, man. I've seen those explanations like ad nauseum, and it's like, what are we really saying here, guys? What are we saying that hasn't been said before? Oh yeah, a whole lot of nothing.
Exactly. Right. And then it went into theory, which to me, as somebody who's more on the amateur side of things and kind of breakneck going at it, that is kind of just like fart sniffing a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
Because they're like, are radio dramas invisible, dark, or are they non-existent? Like, something like that. It was invisible, dark, and there was a third one. And then just a chapter breaking down, those three things. And it didn't start getting interesting for me till I finally got to the part about the craft, and it starts breaking down, starts talking about the dialogue and the use of dialogue, and bringing up
more interesting.
Dialogue. Exactly, because it's a handbook. This is the shit I want.
Right.
So yeah, I'm like, and it's like a 200-page book, so I'm at like page 40. So it's a giant chunk of the book right there. It just felt like I could skip most of it.
Yeah, it at the very least, is it an interesting read, or is it a bit of a slog?
Oh, it's interesting. It's interesting indeed. Like,
okay, that's something at the very least.
It's interesting. Like, if you don't know anything about radio drama and you want to learn, it's a good book to pick up, and those 30 pages are a great introduction. But if you do and you want to learn, it's a little bit of a slog sometimes. You're like, okay, I understand all these things. I understand them perfectly. I understand exactly what you mean by this. Just show me something I don't know, please.
Right. And that's when they get very, very stubborn about these things.
Yeah. By the way, did you ever bring in Frequency from the back room or whatever?
Oh my god, no I did not. Hi, Frequency. I am so sorry.
There he is. You missed out on the conversation.
I was listening.
All my fault.
Yeah, so the book's starting to get good, and I was really hoping it would be, well, I mean, it is good, but get good for me from what I need of it. It was also like $35. So I was like, come on.
There we go. That's all the special habitations. Now it's time to draw out a bunch of houses.
Did you do any like looking into geography and cartography and stuff, city planning before making the map, or just go at it?
Honestly, I have a few general ideas I have in mind. Also, regular that your time is up.
Well, it wasn't my turn.
Oh,
I
whose
just
turn
finished
was?
my turn last round.
Oh, it was my turn, wasn't it? I was talking the entire time while I was doing this.
That's fine. I mean, you can kind of multitask with that.
Yeah, multitasking. Ignore me. Yeah, so like whenever it comes to this, at the very least, like I follow a few general principles, but a lot of it is also just me winging it at the same time. So the general idea is starting with the idea that a settlement is kind of like at a crossroads. Usually starts with an inn, few houses, kind of branches out from there. More roads and intersections get formed, walls get built around it, and then it just keeps growing and growing. And as the settlement grows, you're building more and more walls, start building upward. That's the idea.
Yeah.
A lot of it is also just me rolling dice and winging it. Some of it would, under normal circumstances, wouldn't even make conceivable sense, but
Nice.
kind of hand waving a few of those details, so it's not like super micromanaging or anything like that.
I imagine another, like multiple layers of walls from kind of like rings in a tree trunk from when it grew. I see the city growing out, and if anyone invades in the future, they'll get through the outer wall, and then they'll find another wall barring the next section of the city inward, and then they get through that, they'll find another one as they get toward the center of the original Talem.
What's been fun about this, and I'm not going to say I'm an expert on city design or anything like that, but what's fun about this is like it's kind of a mix between me working on it and you guys building stuff on as well. And so it's like after a while it feels pretty natural, like where the map comes up to. Like it actually feels like there was an actual thought process behind it. It doesn't just feel forced. That is one thing I've kind of noticed anyway. All right. So who is next after me? Is it James or is it Frequency?
It's me.
All right. James, you are up next. Okay. I'll go ahead and start up the timer. This will probably be the last round we do it, if that's okay with you all. It is getting just a little bit late.
Yeah, it's almost 11 here.
Yeah,
and for you too.
Yeah. So with that, we will have this be the last time around, and I'll go ahead and share this real quick. In 3, 2, 1.
Meanwhile, for James, it's just coming up on 8 o'clock soon.
I know for James, I would imagine it's still pretty early, all things considered. But yeah, for us on the other hand, it's getting pretty late, just a little bit. Let's see here.
What you got there?
Trying to add more buildings because more and more are being built as we speak, as it just so happens to be the case. Try this maybe. Oh yeah. That will likely work. Okay.
It's actually getting a little chilly in here, and dang it, I left my pullover hoodie at work.
Well, dang it. That's no good.
It should be there on Monday, just in time for me to get back when it warms up again.
Let's see. A lot of these are actually going to be becoming more compact. Let's see. 5. Yeah, just like that.
End up with medieval condos.
I know, right? Well, I mean, it is a pretty large town, just shy of being a city, so it's going to start packing up a little bit. All right. That's very nice. So, Wrangler, how's writing been going tonight?
So far, so good.
Nice. I'm guessing it's somewhere between getting a decent amount done, at the very least. I know this has been a little off kilter for tonight, normally speaking.
Yeah, I got something done. I'm still figuring out the scenarios and stuff. It's just the very beginning.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. That's usually how it goes.
And it's breaking right off from something that happens early on in book 3.
Oh, nice.
So right before all hell, it's like the Marshals leave Earth, and then they left Earth in book 3 to go do a job, and then the perspective in book 3 stayed on Earth, following Elizabeth and some stuff that happens there. So the two will be happening concurrently, and they just found out that, hey, this Haley chick is on our ship. What's going on here?
Right.
She snuck on.
Sounds like a lot of bad juju is about to go down.
Well, they thought they left her in the custody of Marshal Jameson back on Earth. And nope.
Little did they know.
Now that they're about halfway out to their assignment on another world, they realize this chick that we don't know yet, who just showed up, she's on the ship. You know,
Yeah.
what's going on? They can't turn around now because they got to get out there in a hurry.
There we go. I'm also adding a few more of these as we go. Oh, we want to have angled for sure.
Now, what's going to be interesting, though, is now that she's an adult, she's still going to retain that same base personality. But it's like, how do I keep her that light, goofy fun without coming across as... You can do it as a kid and they don't come across as an idiot. But when you do it as an adult, there's a bit of a finer line to walk.
Right. You're trying to keep it as, like, nuanced while not having it feel like she's being goofy or an edgelord or anything like that, I'm imagining.
Yeah, it's going to be same basic personality, but just a little more on the mature side, but she still has that very youthful sense of adventure.
Right.
And now she's actually seasoned, but this is when the Marshals are at the beginning of their career.
That is true. Dude,
So
I really need to read your second book.
She remembers what... Oh, the Marshals aren't in the second book, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You want to know the funny thing, by the way?
What's that?
I was asking Timo Burnham the other day. I'm like, I really enjoyed your first Dawn of the Black Sun book. When's the sequel? He's like, oh yeah, the sequel's already out. Here's the link. And I go, oh, okay.
I haven't read those yet, but I did read The Black Saint and frickin' loved it. I hope he decides to revisit that universe.
Yeah, I know. Like he's in the middle of writing book 3, and it's taken him a little while, but I'm rooting for him. A few of us are, and I'm like of all the of a lot of the indies I've come across, he's definitely one of the stronger writers I've really come across. I also think Timo and I have a very similar wavelength whenever we're writing our books. Like whenever I read his novels, I'm like, this, like I get a similar feeling whenever I'm writing mine, where it's like, I really appreciate this, you know? It's that. Very much like a kindred spirit, I guess. I guess that's
Oh yeah,
what you
I
call it.
could see Steel and Stormbright existing in his writings too.
Yeah, absolutely. I've thought about it too.
I
I'm like,
I
they
thought
could
they'd fit in
absolutely
there quite
exist.
well.
Yeah, and vice versa. Honestly,
Yeah. Like I said, can't speak to Dawn of the Black Sun, but as far as based on what I read of the Black Saint, if it's even half as good, then they're going to be pretty dang good.
right,
And
right.
odds are they're probably better because he's more practiced now.
Yeah. Each book you're honing your skills a little more. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Personally, I can't wait for you to read my second book just because the prospect of bringing Alan Arith in, but to the game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's been a while since I've read your first book. Oh, and that's the timer. There we go. There you are, James. You can come back now.
Which, if after you read it and you say, "Yeah, you can bring him in," I'm going to sit here and have to go, "Oh, great! Now I got to figure out everything that's in his all the little tools and stuff he keeps in his pouches." Because I got to know what he's working with. You know, when you're writing a story, and you know what tools he would have in general, you could go, okay, he has this on him, that on him. You know, he's got other stuff on him that he's not using, but I never sat down and figured out what it all is.
Yeah.
If you just think about the tools, you know, you're going to have him use within the story.
Mm-hmm.
But then in
No, I
this
completely
context, it's like,
understand that.
I never mentioned he has a Swiss Army knife, but you know, he's got a Swiss Army knife. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
Yeah, but I
All
mean,
right.
pretty much any woodsman is going to have some kind of multi-tool.
Yeah, they're well, I mean, you're gonna need it. Like, it's handy in all sorts of situations for sure.
Heck, a lot of mechanics always have like a Leatherman on them or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not that they're sitting there working on cars with a Leatherman, but it's just sometimes you need that little that short fat screwdriver out. It's good for prying something tight out of place or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was looking up Richard Beiser's IMDb. We were speaking of a bit earlier. He's the Law and Order actor who owns his own character. I wanted to see how much different projects he's been in where he plays that exact character. Who is considered canonically the exact same character. He was in Law and Order, Unbreakable Kimmy. Haven't heard of that one. 30 Rock. The Wire is the exact same character. Arrested Development, Law and Order Trial by Jury. Haven't heard of that one, but it's another Law and Order one. The Beat, Homicide, the movie. Homicide: Life on the Street. I guess that's a prequel. The X-Files.
You should just start singing a Johnny Cash song. I've been everywhere, man.
Right? Yeah, so that's pretty much it then. So, at least from what I've seen, maybe.
So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
To take a character you own and just show up in all sorts of stuff like that.
Exactly.
That's not something you see very often.
Exactly. Creating like this thread, if you will, of a cinematic universe where he's just the connecting piece.
Yeah.
Like The Wire, 30 Rock, SVU, and X-Files all take place in the exact same universe.
Well, obviously, didn't you realize?
Okay, well, I need to go ahead and take my dog out for a quick walk. I may rejoin you boys in either the green room or the chat if you're still about, but I need to head out.
All right, man.
Okay.
All right.
Take it easy. Thank you for the stream. Thank you all you listeners out there. If you want to see what I write short stories. I just finished up the midway point for my villain series. This is a cyberpunk story about a villain in a world populated by superheroes who has a plethora of vengeance to achieve through the means of destruction and bleeding. So check that out at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com. But I'm out of here. Thanks for the host, guys.
Oh yeah.
Bye-bye.
Have a
God
good one,
bless,
man.
James.
God bless.
All right.
I was
And with
trying to
that-
pull up his page real quick, but he was quicker than I was.
Yeah. All right. But with that, we can go ahead and do a bit of shilling ourselves as we're wrapping up the stream. So, Wrangler, you can go ahead and shill your lovely books.
All right, you can find my books on Amazon or pretty much anywhere else, but primarily it's on Amazon. Haley Star Bad Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World, magic fueled sci-fi adventures. It's a little bit Goonies, a little bit fantasy, and a whole lot of bombastic fun. So come hang out with Haley and Elizabeth and Sabrina as they go on their adventures. And you'd also follow me over on Substack, where I have another short story set in the same universe. And I hope to build off that sometime in the not too distant future, because I kind of intended that short story to turn into a bit of a small series on its own. So, yeah, you can check that out over under Frequency Studios on Substack, and also at Frequency Studios on the X Twitter.
All right. Very nice. Yeah. And as for me, I have a couple of books I have one book that is about to be released. That is the sequel to The Curse of the Star Raids. That is The Shadow of Twin Moons, the spookier sequel, or second entry, I guess you could say, in Steel and Stormbright. Yeah, if you're looking for a little bit of cloak and dagger, sword and sorcery, I think you'll have a really good time. There's some really cool things I'm doing with this book, and I hope it is enjoyable. On top of that, if you want to check out the first book, The Curse of the Star Raids, you can find that on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all the big retailers. I am also about to release an audiobook for it, voiced by none other than Sonnet himself, and he does a fantastic job. I love his voice for my villain. I think if you check it out, you'll like it quite a bit too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for tonight. So with that, I wish all of you a wonderful weekend, and we are going to end on a wholesome note, which is totally not a joke. Trust me, I know what I'm doing here. I am an otter. Time for the man to give you the loveliest compliment of the night.
I hope you choke on a motherfucking cheese stick, you nasty, greasy bitch. You look like you drink white Gatorade and smell like nickels. Fuck you.
It gets me every time.
Well, yeah, I think James actually pumped it into Sano or something like that, and made a heavy metal song called White Gatorade and Nickels.
All right. And with that, we wish all of you a genuinely wonderful weekend. Have a great night, everybody.
Have a great night. Hey, thanks. You later, all says Zakona. You too, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. Or woman.
God
I don't know if
bless.
it's man or woman, but hey, thanks for hanging out with us.
Also, buy my book, please. It's really good. You won't regret it. It has a cool cover and everything, as you can see. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
God bless everybody.